pregnant mother could give birth in Australia. 6 months on, that baby, an Australian citizen, is doing well, the kids are in school and the father's secured a job. But thousands of others are still waiting to be resettled. The family spoke exclusively to 730's Lauren Day.
Baby Abdullah is a brand new Australian citizen, blissfully oblivious to just how lucky he is. If he arrived just weeks earlier, he could have been born stateless in a refugee camp in Jordan.
My main fear was having the baby in Jordan because it's very expensive, and I know that I would have to get a cesarean done. As my husband is not working, I knew that we could not possibly afford to have the cesarean, so that was my main fear, having been heavily pregnant.
Those fears were put to rest at a special ceremony at the Australian Embassy in November last year.
Thank you for being here today.
شكرا لحضرتك من استقبلتونا كمان وللجوء عنكم.
Thank you for accepting us as a refugees in your country. We're very happy to come to Australia.
Well, it's our pleasure. Thank you very much.
Just a month later, brought forward by Kaola's pregnancy, the Kujas made the journey to their new home.
Before we came, we were very scared about how it was going to be, and the transition would be very difficult. But when we got here, we received a warm welcome and everything just felt very familiar. It really reminds me of how Syria used to be. I walk through the streets of Australia and I'm taken back to the memories of Syria and how it was.
Bashar Kuja grew up in Syria when the city of Homs was a centre of culture and commerce rather than conflict.
Homs was a very beautiful place with its history, its people, its society, the mixture of cultures, of religions, its churches, its mosques. Everyone was living together happily, peacefully. Its education, its health system was just beautiful. We consider it to be heaven on earth.
That began to change in the Arab Spring and the deadly civil war that followed between President Assad's regime and opposition forces. Much of that city now lies in rubble.
As a result of the war, I felt that the education system went downhill, the health system. As a father, I felt that I had to protect my children, my family, and get them out to a better place. And so I just thought, this is the time that I need to get out, and we left.
Bashar and his family spent about 18 months in a refugee camp in Jordan, safe but unable to work or build a future. When they finally received their Australian visas,
Safe travels.
the family spoke of their hopes in their new home, great and small.
6-year-old Mariam has never been to the beach before. I want to see the sea in Australia, she tells me.
6 months on, her wish has been granted.
Our caseworker took us to see the beach and we took lots of photos there and we really loved it.
Mariam's teachers say she's a diligent and vocal student. She and big brother Mohammed are enrolled in school and are quickly learning English.
Can you help me read these sentences, Mohammed? The elephant, then I would.
And Bashar, a butcher by trade, has already found work.
I received a job offer from Andrew Forrest at Harvey Beef, and just the mere fact that I've never met with him. He had no idea who I am. But the fact he's offered me a job just shows the generosity and kindness that the Australian public has. And I really, really appreciate that job opportunity.
The Kujas have become the poster family for the government's resettlement program, but they're the lucky ones. Of the 12,000 extra refugees from Syria and Iraq which Australia has pledged to resettle, only around 300 have arrived.
It's been a slow start, but we're certainly picking up pace at this stage now, and we'll expect pretty much significant growth from here on a weekly basis.
And while Canada has already reached its target of resettling more than 26,000 Syrian refugees, Australia's resettlement program won't be completed for at least 12 months.
Every country applies a different standard, and we don't measure ourselves by the Canadian standard or any other standard, not a European standard. We believe that our assessment process is the best in the world, the most stringent, the fairest, and it produces people that will be coming to Australia who are going to make fantastic citizens.
I have to ask them to speed up the process because the people there, the Syrian people there, are living very difficult lives. Whether it be in Lebanon or Turkey or Jordan, they don't have the rights to work, and so their lifestyle is quite difficult. The more they can speed up the process of them coming, the more they'd appreciate it.
Baby Abdullah knows nothing of what his family has been through. His parents hope he'll one day be able to visit a peaceful Syria, a place he may never know, but they will never forget.
We will tell him about how Syria was and how beautiful it was, how the people were living together peacefully, and we really hope that it goes back to being peaceful. We hope that our children get used to lifestyle here in Australia and learn English. They're already loving it. They've started learning a little bit of English at school, and we really hope that they can get used to the lifestyle and maybe have a better opportunity at a good future here.